Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all keeping well. Hope you're all having a lovely weekend so far. I just thought I would jump on here for a little bit just to talk about the Arsenal women's team because they have just beaten Spurs women 1-0 at home at the Emirates, and yeah, that was a really good result for us, a really important one for us in that title race. And we are currently 3 points behind Man City and Chelsea. Women are yet to play later today, I think, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. But I'm really looking forward to chatting with you all today about this because, for me, it wasn't, the prettiest of performance from Arsenal. We've had better performances, but I think for me, the most important thing is, winning today and getting those 3 points because, Spurs have improved a lot. And like I said in my recent podcast, they've really been more competitive this season. They've got a lot of, more quality players that really help them, and I think that makes it, difficult for Arsenal. But in the WSL, we want to see this competitions. We want to see, this type of rivalry. And Arsenal used to really be Spurs women quite easily. So I think for me at the moment, the fact they were able to, do it and, find a way to win, even though it was really difficult. And I think for me, Alessia Russo getting that goal was really massive for her, and I'm just really, really happy for her. But yeah, I think it's just a really big 3 points for us. So I'm going to just answer a few of your questions before I do get to talk about it. Daniel says, bit shaky, but a win's a win. Lovely to see you in here, Daniel. And yeah, I completely agree. I think for me, like I've said, not our greatest of wins. I know at the end it was a little bit shaky, like you've just mentioned, and it was quite a tough one in the end, considering, how good they were. I know in the second half, I think they lost a bit of energy. But yeah, I think it was a really important win for us in the title race. I think at the moment, Man City and Chelsea will be 3 points ahead in case, if they do win. Man City did win the game against Everton yesterday, and then know that Chelsea women have still got to play, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Thomasin said, hey Soph, good derby win and had to win the game. Leslie with the winner for us, but Jonas has to go. Jonas out. I think we've got to see how we end up at the end of the season because I do feel like the squad we have now is good enough to win the league. And, like you've said before, and it's hard, going season after season without winning, a trophy. So I think for me, it's going to be massive with that. I think we've really got to compete, and obviously we are competing, but I think we need to win stuff, don't we? So I think at the end of the season it would be good to have that conversation. Can't take the Spurs out of Spurs. I mean, typical. Yeah, they were good today, to be honest with you. Hi Chris, hope you're well. Lovely to see you in here. Hope you're having a good day. Tottenham women are no joke now than you were. Do you know Tottenham? Yeah, they were quite easy to beat a few years ago. Like Arsenal would win, 4-6-0. Like it was quite easy to beat them, but obviously now it's a lot more tougher because they've obviously improved, got better players. Like if you look at someone like Bethany England, and Martha Thomas, they are really good players to have in the team, and Grace Clinton as well. So it's really good. There's so many talented players that make it difficult for Arsenal. But like I've said, I think for us it's a much needed win. We needed this win today. But it was very difficult, if I'm being honest. It's a tough one, really, wasn't it? Because they were very good, and like Daniel said, they have improved. They're not really a joke anymore, and they're quite difficult to play against. So, yeah, I think this is a really important victory for us. I think we had to win this if we really want to win the league and we want to stay in the title race. So for me, I'm really happy with the result, and obviously, Kim Little got man of player of the match. I think for me, I completely agree with that. I think she's the player you want in these type of games because it is really difficult. There'll be times where for a team like Spurs, we really struggled when we got in the box. They were really good at blocking it. They were really good defensively. So I think having someone like Kim Little in the team can really help us, create something out of nothing and really make a difference in the team, in which she did today. So I do think for me, she was a deserved player of the match. There are other options you could pick as well. I know like Alessia Russo, I know Beth Mead as well. Them two together did really well. I thought Cooney Cross when she came on, I think she had a really good link up play with Beth Mead. So yeah, I think it was an all rounder really good. There were some really good performances in there. I just think it was really hard to kind of when we got in the box in the first half, especially the first 20 minutes, it was really difficult to kind of break it down and make things happen. I think in the first half we definitely needed to shoot more and make things happen more. That was definitely something we needed to work on. In the second half, we scored in like the 50th minute, and that was a really good moment from Arsenal. I think we really had to, score early on to get the game going, and really good, Alessia Russo. I just loved all the passion from the team and how happy they were to get that victory. So I feel happy. I think obviously, like I said, it's not our best performance, but it won't always be like that. It's really important to win, the North London derby. It's so important to get the victory, that we really needed in this game. Daniel said it was always a free horse race, by the way. Yeah, I think you can't really rule Arsenal out because we are in there. We're only a few points behind them, 3 points behind them, and I know there aren't a lot of games left in WSL, but I think for me, we've really got to win our last games we have. I know we've got Man City and Chelsea coming up, which are really going to be tough, but that could really make a difference if we beat them both, and we could win the league. It is very open, but I think at the moment Man City and Chelsea obviously have more points than us, so it probably looks a bit better than that. Hey Victor, I hope you're okay. Lovely to see you in here. Not a convincing performance. We struggled to convert chances, but I'll take the win. Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think it was our best performance. Like you said, I think when we got in the box in the first half, we did struggle, to take our chances, and we just couldn't. It just wasn't working. But I think when we got a goal in the second half when Alessia Russo scored that, I think we went from strength to strength after that, and we just managed to keep more of the ball. I know we did have a few more chances, and yeah, obviously it's nice to play a beautiful style of player football, but it won't always be great performances. It's just the results are really important as well. Like you said, we will take the win, won't we? We'll be happy with this, knowing that it's going to help us a lot in the title race. And I think last time we played them, we lost, and that game was really difficult. And I was worried it would go like that again, because of how it was going before. Because last time we played them, we had all the possession, we were dominating the game, and then they took their chance and they scored, and it really hurt that one. So I'm really glad we got our revenge. We showed them that North London is red, and yeah, I feel really, really happy today with that. I think sometimes you just need those 3 points, and that's all you need in these type of games. So yeah, I think for me, it's exactly what we needed. So I feel quite happy with that. And obviously we saw Leah Williamson come back. I know she obviously did come back from ACL injury, but then she did also have hamstring injury, so I was really happy to see her back. And I think when she came back, she did really help the team. She did make a difference. I thought I really liked her getting some minutes. I think she came on in like the 70th minute, so she got that game time that she deserves, because when she's in this team, her defending is absolutely incredible. So I think for me, I'm really happy to see her back in the team. It's really lovely to see her, and hopefully as the season goes on, she can get more minutes, develop a really good partnership with Ruben Moy. And Ruben Moy, I think today worked her socks off. I think she did some really good interceptions, good tackles, and I think it was really good. Like the commentator was mentioning that it was quite fierce towards the end, with the challenges, with all the yellow cards going out. I thought all the yellow cards at the end were fair. The McCabe one, I'm not sure on, but McCabe does always get a yellow card. But I think it was getting very fierce. Players were all putting tackles in, and it's just what a North London derby is about. But yeah, I'm really happy with it today, really. Victor said last time we played them, we created 30 chances and they created about 4 and 1. Glad we did not repeat that. Yeah, and you know what? That was my fear going into this game, because in the first half, like the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to score in a minute. Like, it's going really well. And then it came to like 30, 40 minutes, and it just felt like it was one of those days where Spurs are going to have a chance on the counter and then they're going to take it. Because I know last time, I know before in the game, one of their players hit the crossbar, and I just thought, please do not be one of those days again, because I know for me, they are a great side. They have, some great players, but for me, the players we have on the team, we should be beating Spurs comfortably. I know Spurs obviously have improved a lot and have developed in the last few seasons, and have brought in some really good players to help them. But yeah, I think I did expect more goals from Arsenal today. I think we should have taken more chances. But the second half, I think after we scored, it did kind of die down a bit. We had, we had a lot of um, we had a lot of attacks going forward. We did a lot with the ball, but we just couldn't finish the back of the net. So I think we've really got to practice on that, because we are lucky Spurs didn't take any of their chances at the end. We did defend really well with that. I think what I like at the moment is I love the players we have and how well they defend, like Ruben Moy as well. Like, she has developed so much. She has become such an incredible, talented player, and, she deserves to be in the starting lineup, in my opinion. So I think for me, we've got a really good defensive team. So I feel like when Spurs were on the counter-attack, I wasn't too worried because they were really good. Hagen and Gathering Cape, you're okay. Really tough game. Crucial that we got the results. Absolutely. I think the most important thing was the win, getting those 3 points. I think that it always was going to be hard and awful in Derby, but I think, 1-0, getting a clean sheet as well will be really good for Zinsberger, and really important for the club. And like I've just said, in the title race, it's going to be massive for us to keep on winning. And I just think that we've got to take this result as a really positive one. And I did also want to speak about something, and I want you guys to let me know what you think, if you agree with me. But what I noticed when I was watching the game, that they announced that there was 60,050 or something at the game, and I actually saw a lot of empty seats today. And I'm a bit unsure. Like, it doesn't look like a sellout. I think they might have sold 60,000 tickets, but I don't think there was 60,000 people there. I don't know how many was there. It's hard to estimate from what you're seeing. I think there was a lot of people there. I think I would say there was maybe 30,000 to 40,000. I'd probably say 40k. But yeah, I think that's another thing about the club. Like, how can we get more people to go? I mean, I think it's amazing to see how far it's come, and we are getting that right support. But I don't think there was 60,000 fans there today. But it's just an interesting point that to make, because I know that it did say on TV that that's how many people went. But I think the support there is really amazing and uplifting for the team, that they really need it. Because you know what, they deserve to have this support, wherever they are. And I feel really happy that they are getting that support. But I just think that I wasn't sure if there was 60,000 people there, but you guys can let me know. Obviously, I didn't go to the game, I can only watch it on TV, but obviously the atmosphere there is absolutely incredible, and it's just amazing to see that support get given to them. And when Leah Williamson came on, it was great to see her get that recognition and that support of fans, because she's appreciated by so many people. And yeah, I feel really happy with it at the moment. I know obviously we did need to win. I think if we had lost today, I think we would have been out of the title race. So it's really good to keep winning these. And on Wednesday, the 6th of March, Arsenal are playing Aston Villa in the WSL Cup. But I'm going to just read out some of the teams we've got left in the WSL, because it really isn't that many left, and we've really got some difficult ones coming up. We've got Chelsea away, Aston Villa away, Bristol City at home, Leicester City at home, Everton away, Man City away, and Brighton at home. I think the Man City and Chelsea ones are the ones I'm a bit nervous about, because we've really got to win if we want to be in the title race. I mean, if we want to win the league, I think those are the type of games you've really got to get results at. So yeah, I think we've got some really good fixtures coming up. I think as well, if we could win a league and we could win a Conti Cup, I think that would be a great way to you know end the season on a high. I think we need to win a trophy. it's really important that we do obviously, win a league soon, because we haven't done that, I think, since 2018. So it's time we do obviously win a league. Daniel said Chelsea haven't been playing the best this season. Glad no one is running away with also Emma Hayes' final season, so pressures on us. Exactly, definitely. I think that obviously I want Arsenal to win it, but I know from a Chelsea fan point of view, it's a bit like Klopp, isn't it? You do want your manager to win it at the end of the season. It's like you can end that on a high. It's a positive you can end it on. So I know if Chelsea won that with Emma Hayes, that would be a really incredible moment for her and what she's done for WSL, for women's football. Like I do think Emma Hayes could manage, a Premier League team one day. I think she's absolutely incredible, and achieved so much at Chelsea. So I think for me, she has obviously done a really good job. And yeah, like you said, there's a lot of pressure. Um, there's a lot of pressure on Chelsea to, do that. And Chelsea have been at the top for a number of seasons. So it is very important that they do, obviously, win the league. But Man City as well, they had fallen off in a season or two. But I know this season they have come out so much stronger. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think at the moment in time, I'm not giving up on Arsenal, because if we beat Chelsea and Man City, we can win the league. But then if we don't, it's a bit like Arsenal at the moment. We're behind to the men's team. If we can beat Man City, I think we can win the league. But then, yeah, it's tough. I know Man City are playing today at 3:30. So it might be 3? I can't remember the time. Let me just check. I just want to see. I do want. Yeah, 3:30. So I'll probably stay until 3:30. Being realistic, we're looking at the Champions League position. Yeah, obviously, it's difficult at the moment, isn't it, Lee? Because I know Man City and Chelsea are probably the most likely, and when you're a few points behind in the WSL, it's kind of hard to catch up, because we know teams like Man City and Chelsea won't really lose to many of the other teams, and we have obviously lost points in teams like West Ham, where we should have really picked them up. So I think it is difficult, really, isn't it? Because in reality, we probably should be looking at that in the Champions League positions, which should be a good thing to get there. I just think at the moment, that's just where we are. But I think, like I said, winning this has really helped us. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with how it's going at the moment. I think we've got to take it game by game. And I think, this season, I really miss being in the Champions League. I think, it's just a really nice thing to watch your team play in that competition. I know we got to a semi-final last season, so it was absolutely incredible to get that far. So yeah, I just think with this team going from strength to strength, I just feel like next season as well will be even better. But I do think it's really important that we do win a league soon, because like I've mentioned, 2018, since we last won it, I know in Jonas's first season we got really close to winning it. I know we were 1 point off, and it was obviously really devastating how it ended. But and obviously the season after, we had ACL injuries, so we've had some really difficult moments. But I just think that it's going to be interesting how the season goes at the end, and how next season will flourish, and into how it will go. But yeah, really good to see Leah Williamson back after injury. I know Mead Moore has undergone a surgery, and I wish her all the best in her recovery. I know it must be really difficult for her, having to gone through her ACL injury and now having to go through this, but we're all behind her. And yeah, I can't wait to see her back on the pitch, because she is our GOAT. We love you, Viv, and we hope to see you very, very soon. But yeah, I'm really happy as well to answer some of your questions you may have about the women's team as well, while I'm chatting a bit about the game. And to those that are watching as well, please do hit the like button for me, and please do subscribe. I'm getting very close to 2.1k, which means a lot. I'm hoping to get to 3k this year. But yeah, please do that for me, guys, and share the stream if you can. I have put the stream on Twitter as well, for you guys to watch it if that's how you're watching me on Twitter. But yeah, really lovely to chat with you guys as well. Like I've said, I'm probably going to stay on here, maybe till the Man United game's coming on, because I really want to watch that. I think it's going to be a really interesting one, because if Man United can help us out with Man City and maybe get a draw, really help us obviously do well in the league and catch up. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. And obviously tomorrow as well, the Arsenal men are back. And honestly, Arsenal men not playing at the weekend, it just doesn't feel the same, does it? It feels quite strange. Like there's a part of me missing. It feels really weird. So I'm happy to see them back. So yeah, Arsenal men do play 8 o'clock tomorrow, and it'll be a little bit of a late stream, but I'm happy to do that for you guys. Happy to chat. But yes, like I've said, I'm more than happy to answer your questions you may have for me today. Can be about the men's team, the women's team, but I'm happy to just chat about Arsenal because I do like doing these type of streams, and I like trying to make time to do these for you guys because I know a lot of collabs I do and don't usually have these one-on-one chats with you guys. So yeah, really happy to do this as always, and lovely to see that there's a lot of you here in the chat. And I'm happy to try and share this on Instagram sometime. I mean, I'm quite new to sharing this also. It's probably a bit different for me. Yeah, so really happy with that. But yeah, I think for me, like I've said, we've really got to win all of our next games. But I think if we don't, in the WSL, because we don't play as many games as like the men do, I feel like for me, we've really got to, keep winning and staying positive. But I'm just happy that Alessia Russo got back on the score sheet because I know there has been a lot of questions about her, and people, have asked, has she kind of under, hard to explain, but has she done as good as we thought she would? And I just feel like Alessia Russo, and we mustn't forget it's her first season and it's different. The team she played at United is different to Arsenal. And yeah, she's obviously got a few, friendships there that she's played with for England, like the Beth Mead at Williamson, so and Ruben Moy. So I feel like for me, we've just really got to give her time. And today she scored a really good goal, and I feel like she turns up in them important games, like at Chelsea when we won 4-1. So yeah, I just feel like for me, it's all about giving players time, getting to them to adapt to a new team, a new style of play, a new manager. So I'm really delighted that Alessia Russo scored. I think she really needs that goal as well. And I always love how much passion she has after she scored, and it's really lovely to see. Elizabeth said, player of the season. A really good question. I think for the women's team, like I've said, it's hard because we've got so many good players, but I think the two players that stick in my mind is Ruben Moy. I'm going to explain the other one after, but I think with Ruben Moy, like I've watched her since she was at Arsenal, and to see the player she is now, she has completely, she's improved a lot. She's cut her mistakes out of the game, and she's really developed as a strong defender, and obviously really good to see Serena give her more game time at the club level. And I just think it's really good to see a country, play for, England. I think she's always been on the bench, so maybe she'll start to get more minutes in the team. But yeah, Ruben Moy for me has been absolutely incredible. She's just really developed into a really solid defender. And my second person that I'd probably take is Leah Volti, because I feel like for me in the game today, I just love how the way her fluidity, how she moves the ball, and her presence in midfield is really missed when she's not playing. So I just feel like she's massively underrated. And yeah, she's probably one of the most underrated players in the WSL, I would say. Big fan of her. Hope she stays at Arsenal for many years. But I just think there's players like her that really do deserve to win league titles and silverware. And I think we've really got to do that soon with the league. And like Lee said before, it does probably look a bit more likely that we'll probably get Champions League qualification for next season. But if we beat Chelsea or Man City, that could change things absolutely. Lee said, looking forward to streaming with you on Wednesday. Me too. It'll be really fun. Looking forward to chatting with you, coming on your channel, and we'll definitely have you on mine soon because it's always good fun chatting with you. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really good stream, and I will let you guys know where you can find it on Guna Gathering's channel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that with you. It'll be a good collab, and always love lovely chatting to Bertie as well. And I love all the stuff you do on your channel. I did see a bit of your watch along before of the women's game. It's good to see that you're doing that sort of stuff. So yeah, can't wait to come on your show next Wednesday. So do keep tuned for that, guys, because it'll be a really good show. But yeah, as I was talking about the player of the season, I'll talk about my men's player of the season, and you can guys let me know. So the women's is Ruben Moy and Leah Volti. For the men's, I think at the moment it has to be Declan Rice, because obviously there are other people you can mention like Gabrielle, Saliba, Saka. I'm trying to think who else. Odegaard's done good as well, but I just think for me, Declan Rice has really elevated this Arsenal team and made us so much better. I don't think we'd be in the position we are right now without him. So, yeah, he has been worth every penny, and yeah, I really do like him. I think he's added a lot to this team. But it is interesting to see about comments about Jonas. I think at the moment, obviously today, we had a lot of possession and we just weren't able to take our chances. So I do think it's important that we do win stuff soon. It's interesting with Jonas. Like, I like him. I think he's a good fit for Arsenal, but I also know we do need to start winning leagues titles. I know last season we got to a semi-final, which really is incredible considering the season we had. But someone mentioned about Serena. Honestly, I just love her at the Lionesses. I just feel this connection with the Lionesses, so I wouldn't want her to come with me yet, to come to Arsenal yet, really. But I like her at England because you just feel this connection with everything she's done. For consistency, it has to be Rice. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I think because of that reason, I think he's definitely up there for that. I think with Rice, I think he's done really well for Arsenal. And like you've said, every game he's a 7 or he's an 8 out of 10 out of um he's an 8 out of 10. Like, he's so good at what he does, so you can't really argue that. I think he's done incredible with everything he's done, but yeah, I think it's just good to see that there's so many great players from both the men and the women's team, and it would be good if both of the men and the women's could win the league this season. It'd be really incredible to do that. But like I've said, I think it has been the international break, and it won't always be 10 out of 10 performances. It won't always be beautiful football, and I think the players will be feeling a bit tired because a lot of them have had a lot of minutes. They've been playing a lot of games. Because I know I was surprised to see McCabe. She did limp off a bit and she looked injured in the international break, and then Pullover as well. I know Russo, Beth Mead got a lot of minutes. So I think it doesn't surprise me if some players were a little bit tired, because they probably are a bit fatigued at the moment after not having a lot of rest. They've been busy at the international break, scoring goals in their friendly games. So I think the most important thing is that Wednesday we've got that semi-final against Aston Villa, and we've really got to win that. I think if we don't win the league, that really is our only way of winning some silverware this season. So the Conti Cup is a great way to do that. For me, I do always love the FA Cup, so it is disappointing to get out of that, but yeah, I feel really happy about it at the moment. I think we've really got to focus on our next game, but I think we've got to be really happy with the fact that we've won this, because last season, I think actually it might have been at the start of the season when we lost to Spurs. Like, it felt like a slap in the face. It was really difficult, and I would have done anything, for a scrappy win, or for I'd rather get the points than have a beautiful performance. And the fact we've done that today shows you a lot about the team, and we've really fought hard for the win. We've defended really well. So yeah, I completely agree with what Gina Gavin says here. A lot of travelling with the international games, exactly, and the players, their body will be really tired, and they've probably not had a lot of rest. They've only came back a few days ago and have gone straight into a big North London derby. So I do think the players will be feeling quite tired. I think that's completely normal to expect from them. Because they've got to get back into the routine again of playing. So I think you can expect that. I think it's completely normal to feel really tired after that. So I think it'd be interesting to see how we play against Aston Villa. I'm sure we'll probably really play a lot more energetic, a lot more better. And I know obviously Steph Catley Ford played a lot of minutes as well, and they did well today. I thought, I know Ford missed a few chances, but they did show that, they did show they could make a difference in the game. I know Ford had a really good chance. And, it was unfortunate she didn't take it, but I know she was offside as well. But, they did have some good chances. It was a good game to obviously win. I think we've really got to keep winning these type of games. I'm really happy that we did manage to do that. But yeah, I think it's completely understandable that the team might not have a lot of energy because, like I've just mentioned, it was, they've just played at England and now here. It's quite exhausting. Like, I know if it was me and I was doing that, it'd be hard to kind of get back into things. But listen, it's 3 points. We can't really complain about that. We've got to be happy with that, considering how Spurs have improved. How they've gotten better. I feel quite happy with it. And it's obviously really good to see them get this attendance at games, and get these crowds, because for me to get it consistently is what we need for women's football. Like, I don't think there were 60,000 today, but I do think that the fact that we got that support is really important. And yeah, I just think that I'm really happy that they get this love from the fans, and the support they get. I remember Leah Williamson did a good tackle, and then the fans cheer for them. It's really lovely, because I'm sure that gives them a lot of confidence boost. And I'm just really overall delighted for them, because they're such a great group of girls and team, and it's really refreshing. It's always lovely beating Spurs. Always when Alessia Russo scores as well. I know she loves the goal against them, and yeah, I'm just happy. I know, like I've said, it was a competitive game, at the Emirates with a lot of the home fans. It was really good to have that support behind us. So yeah, I feel really happy overall with that. Rich AFC, lovely to see you here. I hope you're okay, Rich. Do you think Jonas is the right manager for us? I've noticed that this question has popped up a lot. I know a lot of people have mentioned it. And I think for me at the moment, like, obviously, I want to see what happens at the end of the season, because for me, like, I've supported Arsenal for a long time, actually. And I know, since Jonas has came, the first season we did really well, and the season where, obviously, last season we can't really argue against that, because injuries happened and that massively affected us. But I do also think this season I don't really have any excuses, because we've obviously brought players in. I know Emily Fox is out at the moment, and we've got a few players that are out, but I just feel like we should really be winning the league with the players we have. So I think at the moment, like, I'm a bit worried about that. And also feel like there's things that I don't understand, like how he deals with, like when we play low block teams, about not having a plan B, like someone mentioned in the last video. When we play a West Ham and things aren't going well, we don't really have another way to change the game. Yes, we can bring substitutes on, but it doesn't really change how we're playing. So I think that's something else I would question as well. But I think at the moment, I do like him. I mean, I watched the documentary, one as well with Beth Mead, but I watched the Arsenal one, and it was really insightful. I think he really cares about Arsenal. But I do also think that, trophies is what's important at the end of the day. And last season, we obviously won that. So I think this season we've got potential to win 2 trophies. I know the Conti Cup's probably more realistic, but yeah, it's a difficult one. I like him, but yeah, it is difficult. I get people's opinions about it. I know a lot of people are questioning his decisions a little bit, questioning his choices. Um, but yeah, I like him, but I also know we need to win silverware soon. Like, Conti Cup, obviously, a trophy is a trophy, and I'm happy with it. But I think it is about time we do win a league title. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Like, are you happy with Jonas? Do you think he's the right fit for us? I mean, I think he could be. I think obviously we've got to win more. I mean, I know since he's been here, we have been really close to winning the league. We got to an FA Cup final, and for me, the FA Cup final for me was really difficult to take, because it was really painful to see us get battered like that. But you know, you have to give credit for him to get us there and these players to get us there. Obviously, we've won a Conti Cup, so there are a lot of positives to take from his time here. And I just think we've got to see. I think for me, I'll tell you what I really think at the end of the season, because I do think we should be coming out the season with a trophy. Like we really should be doing that. Um, Jonas did pick a couple at the end of the season, could still this. Yeah, I think yeah, exactly. The fact we're able to win that was really big for us, because we hadn't won a trophy for 4 years after that, and before that, I mean. So I think for me, it's what the team needed to lift them up after the season we had, and I thought we were absolutely incredible in that final. So yeah, I feel really happy with that and how it went, really, to be honest. But like I've said, if we won a Conti Cup this season, I would be happy with that. I would want a league title, if I'm being honest. I think if we don't win it, I want us to try and go as far as we can to challenge you know, Chelsea and Man City. But yeah, I know the question with Jonas does go around a little bit, because you know, when things aren't going your way, like if for the men's team, if we don't win anything this season, there will be questions about that, and I think that's fair enough. You know, you're an Arsenal fan, you want the best for the club, you want us to win things, so we will have that discussion. But yeah, like there is chance we can win two things. I mean, the league, I think, is going to be a lot harder. I think Conti Cup will be big for us. It was really unfortunate how it ended in the FA Cup with Man City. I love an FA Cup. I just think it's a really big trophy. I know a lot of people have grown up watching FA Cup. So for me, I really wanted that. And we haven't been able to get to that final since a few seasons back. And I just really want us to get there again. I feel like if we play Chelsea in an FA Cup final now, I just feel like we would possibly win that, because of, you know, when we played them a few seasons back, you know, someone like Frida Monum, she didn't really work in that midfield, and now she would really work. And the players we have now are a lot more experienced, and they just suit our system well, and they just suit how we play. So I feel like for me at the moment, we're in a good place. I just think, like I've mentioned, the players are probably really tired after all of the travelling. I know this season has been a little bit bumpy. We've had some difficult moments too. I think because we've got a few new players, it's taken them time to gel in the team as well, which, you know, I do understand. I think that's completely fair enough, because it won't always be smooth sailing. You know, there will be bumps in the road. I know at the start of the season with Liverpool, we had those difficult defeats, and then we found our way back, and we found that confidence in that, and we've started to win a lot more. So yeah, I think for me, we're on a good path at the moment, and I think next Wednesday, if we had a really comfortable and good win, that would be amazing. I know Aston Villa this season haven't had the best season, if I'm being honest. They probably would have wanted to do a bit better than what they have been doing, but I do feel like we should be winning there fairly comfortably, fairly good. I think it's what you'd expect, really, considering the squad we have, and we've got a really good bench as well, which obviously helps our situation. And like, it was good to see Stina come on. It was good to see a few others get some minutes as well. And I'm really happy that Stina came on, because she did make a difference. She had quite a few good chances in the game. So yeah, I think it was a good win for us, definitely. I'm gonna stay on here for maybe 15 more minutes, and I will head off, because I do want to catch the City game. But if you are still watching this, please do hit the like button for me. If you're new to my channel and it's lovely to see you, please do subscribe. That'll mean a lot to me. And yeah, I'm always happy to answer your questions. So I'll probably stay on here for 10 minutes of your time. So I do appreciate you all tuning in as well. Hey Victor, we just need to be more clinical. City with Sean Hemp would have destroyed the Spurs team. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I think we have good players. I know Beth Mead, we've got Ford, we've got Russo, but I just don't think they were able to destroy the Spurs team. And yes, they made it difficult for us, and yes, they didn't want to lose badly in a North London derby, so they probably made it more difficult for us. But I get your point. I think Bunny Shaw, Chloe Kelly, Hemp have got this great partnership. that maybe we're not really having at the moment, and we need a bit more time to create it. But yeah, I completely agree. I do think it should have been a bit more clinical, or we should have, taken our chances more and done a bit better in possession, and in the first half especially. We should have definitely done that. But yeah, I think, like you mentioned before, Victor, getting those 3 points is the most important thing for us today. And yeah, I think if we hadn't won, I would have been pretty shocked, to be honest, and pretty disappointed. But yeah, I think, like you said, having that right partnerships would have, been more clinical against Spurs, because I know they could easily probably beat Spurs a few goals because they've got this great partnerships together on the pitch that, they have had time to build that partnership. And I suppose with Russo coming in, it will take maybe next season things will click a bit more. I'm not saying things aren't clicking, but I think things will be a bit more better next season. Because of how, the players will be playing together. And yeah, I think, it's really good to see us get that win. But as well with Beth Mead as well, I think she really helped us today. I think going forward in Russo's goal, she really did make that. She was the one that kind of made it happen a bit. I know I think a defender might have tackled her, or no, a shot went, but she just did really well to create that chance for Russo, and Russo obviously fired it in the back of the net, which was incredible to watch. And I just loved how they all celebrated with each other. I was absolutely made up by it. I absolutely loved it. And yeah, I feel really happy at the moment. I know we might not be happy with the fact we haven't won in a convincing way. Um, yeah, but I think it's obviously a difficult one. If you don't win against these teams, you have to, because I just worry, because we should be winning more comfortably in these type of games. I was hoping Beth Mead would score a worldie. I know Katie McCabe had a really good chance, and I thought, thank you, McCabe, for actually taking a chance. I know it went wide, but she was really close from doing that, and I just thought like it was quite unfortunate that she couldn't really score. But it was good to see us have those chances. In the second half, we had a bit more energy, which is exactly what we need to be doing. Hey Elizabeth, again, hope you're okay. Who was your player of the match? I can't remember if I said it before or I've just said it now. But I'll just say it again. Obviously, there was quite a few players in contention for that role. But I do think for me, I'd have to give it to. I'd probably say Ruben Moy or um I know Kim Little got it, and I think she deserved it. So I'd probably say her, Ruben Moy. I think, like I mentioned before with Kim Little, I think that she obviously helps us in those really tight games, and she really helps us. We need to be winning these type of games anyway. So I think she does make the difference, and it's obviously good to see her fitness back up. I know I spoke about her in my other video that I did of my women's football show, and I said, I hope she never retires. I hope she just stays at Arsenal. And I think it's going to be hard when she goes. I think we've got to make the most of her time with us. Because she is a very special player. She's very talented as well. So I think we've really got to make sure she stays with us. But like we said, she's in her 30s, and obviously as a footballer, your body will probably get a bit more tired at that age. But I think, to me, at the moment, I'm just really happy with her performances and, how much she does for this club. So I'd go her. But, Russo, Beth Mead, you could give them to either of them. It's a very difficult one. Reggie Shimmer said, Kim Little, lovely to see you in here as always. And yeah, Kim Little, it is hard. I mean, like Rich AFC said, Lottie always strong. She's really good and developing. Yeah, I think we did good today. I think if we just maybe took our chances a bit more, that can be something we work on. And I just agree with what Victor said about, Man City. They have, duos, partnerships that just click together and could really smash teams like Spurs, where I do think we need to learn how to be a bit more ruthless in front of goal. Victor also said, today we'll celebrate the win. Tomorrow we'll analyse the performance and prepare for the Villa game. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do, agree with that. I think for me, Obviously, today we're going to enjoy this win. The team deserve to celebrate this win. Obviously, getting a big crowd, and as fans, we should celebrate the win because we've got those 3 points. We're only 3 points away from Man City. I know Chelsea women might play later, but I think the Villa game is what we've got to focus on and have a bit more energy, be more ruthless in front of goal for. So, I think that game is going to be really important for us in the title race. Actually, it isn't a title race. That game, it will be a cup game, which for me, like I've mentioned about winning silverware, I think that could be your chance of doing that this season. I think we've got to, produce a bit more better, especially in front of goal, because I know today we had chances, but we just couldn't really finish them in the box because Spurs defensively were quite difficult to break down. But I think what worried me today was when Spurs had moments, they really, they were probably more dangerous than us. So I think that's what made it a little bit more difficult for us in the game. But yeah, I can't really complain at the moment because, like I've said, sometimes all you need is those 3 points, and it won't always be, the greatest of victories. But yeah, it's important to kind of win. Not ugly. We weren't playing bad football. I think after we scored, we just tried to defend it well, parked the bus a little bit. We did obviously have a lot of more chances after that, but we just weren't able to execute them, unfortunately. But yeah, I think there's more positives and negatives to take from the game today, which is exactly how it should be. We should all be happy with this, definitely, because it's a good thing for us to get these points. And yeah, I think the WSL is getting even more competitive each season, and it's going to be hard to kind of beat these teams each year because I know the top 3 teams, us, Man City, Chelsea, will get better, will improve. I know United, I think, they're a little bit behind us, but they will obviously improve as well. And for me at the moment, there are other teams like Liverpool that have improved, have invested, and I just think the teams are going to improve, which makes the WSL more competitive. Like I know when we played Spurs a few seasons back, we easily could beat them, and it was quite embarrassing from their point of view. But it also showed you how good this Arsenal team has been over the last few years. So yeah, I just think for me, it was good to see that feistiness in the game. It was good to see that there's that rivalry in the women's football. Um, but yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this is going, and I'm gonna end the stream in a few minutes because I'm nearly on here for 50 minutes, and I really love chatting with you all today. I'm gonna catch up on the City game. It'll be on about 10 minutes, I think. But like I've said, I've really enjoyed having you guys to chat with me about the women's football. I do try to do as many of these as I can in the week. And I know we play on Wednesday. I probably wouldn't have time to do a review on Wednesday on my channel because I am doing 2 videos that day on other people's channels. But later in the week, maybe on the Thursday, I can do a little live stream, or I could do a pre-recorded video reviewing that. So please do check it out when that does happen. But a big thank you to all of you for watching me today, and I hope you guys did enjoy the game and listening to me review it all. But yeah, I hope you will have a great rest of your evening. I'll be back tomorrow. I might upload a video in the day. I'm doing a video with someone. But I would definitely be back in the evening later on, about 10:15, after the men's game. Hopefully, we'll have beaten Sheffield United by then and by a few goals. I'm going 3-0, 4-0 Arsenal. Hopefully, we'll do that. But like I've just said, it's been really lovely to chat with you guys today. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and showing me that kindness and support. Before you go, please do hit the like button for me. It would mean a lot. Hey, Niall, lovely to see you. Hope you're okay. But yeah, I hope you all have a lovely evening, and do subscribe and help me out. Do help me reach my goals, and do share the stream if you may wish so to do. But I will see you all in my next video. Bye.